Hello friends, Cowboy JoBu here with the JoBu Report. First of all, as always, thank you for liking, subscribing, and commenting on the JoBu Report. And if you haven't joined yet, click over here so you can join the rest of us as part of the JoBu Report. Well, today I have some breaking news. That's right, breaking news. Stephen A. Smith has a new accident waiting to happen. Let's go to the tape.
On this next subject, let's get into some of the NFC games. In the desert, the Redskins fall to 6-5 and 1/3 in the NFC East after a loss to the Cardinals on Sunday. Washington has now lost back-to-back games for the first time since weeks 1 and 2. Kirk Cousins with an interception and a lost fumble. Jay Gruden, tell us how you really feel.
I don't like the way we came out. I don't like the way they had a 16-play drive right down our throat to start the game. I don't like the way our offense answered with 2 penalties on the first drive and having to punt. That's not the way we want to come out of a football game, getting ready for a good team on the road. I don't like the fact we had 2 turnovers and we didn't cause any. I don't like the fact that we lost the game.
There's been talk about the stretch run, about a potential playoff appearance. Are you worried that that at all is distracting them or taking them away from the
There's
focus?
no talk about playoffs over here. We're trying to win the next game. We're not even close to even thinking about the playoffs right now. So a lot's going to happen these last 4 games. And if we get an opportunity to play in them, great. If not, we're going to do the best we can against Philadelphia. That's all I know.
Stephen A., what's he really saying? And I'm underlining really.
What Jay Gruden is really saying, if we really want to get down to the nitty-gritty, what he's saying is that his players were feeling themselves a little bit too much, and now they have been humbled. But if you don't believe me, if I'm because, you know, I have been accused of engaging in hyperbole. I have been accused of being a bit cruel. I have been accused of sitting there and attaching stuff to people that they actually didn't do, which is a lie, but that's what they've had the temerity to say about me. So rather than me sit up there and just say it, could y'all do me a favor and give an example of what I'm talking about here?
We run the damn East, not Philly, not Dallas, not all of them. We run the East. You better remember we got that damn title. Y'all forgot who the real champs of the NFC East is. Everybody trying to
Do y'all remember that? I just in case people forgot, I just wanted to make sure that I took the liberty of reminding folks of what the kind of stuff that probably ticked Jay Gruden off. Because see, I was just your humble servant, Stephen A. Smith, was just sitting here minding his business, doing his job, articulating positions about the world of sports and what happened the particular day before. And Chris Baker sat up there and then tweeted, came at me. You know, Brian Mitchell with the radio show with my man Doc Walker, 980 ESPN Radio in D.C. It's much listened to. Great radio show, beautiful brothers, but they got, Brian Mitchell came at me. Ryan Clark, I was treated like I talked about his mama or something. I don't know why. I didn't know. Max, I didn't know what was going on.
Them some Washington down in the nation's capital.
I'm just saying, I was his humble servant. He was minding his business, and they got at me. How do you know they're not playing hard? How do you know they're taking it for granted? Well, what have you done? What have you done? The fact of the matter is, if the playoffs were to begin today, the Washington Redskins with Kirk Cousins, $19.9 million franchise tag with Deshaun Jackson, who there are reports that he might be with the Eagles next year instead of the Redskins, okay, because he's going to be a free agent. Pierre Garçon, who can ball, he's going to be a free agent, okay? You got Matt Jones in the crew. You got Jordan Reed and Vernon Davis. There's been a resurrection. He ain't on CNBC talking about stocks and bonds. He's on the football field trying to play. We got all of this going on. We got Kerrigan and Norman and Barron and the crew talking about, you know, balling and all of this stuff. But if the playoffs were to begin today, the Washington Redskins would not be in it. So I just wanted to make sure that when you saw Gruden talking like he was talking, he's ticked off because we got a whole bunch of dudes up there that bloviates, but they didn't back it up. I'm just saying, I'm just speaking facts, not emotion, not emotion. I'm giving you facts.
Let me say,
That's all the brother's saying.
That's all the brother's saying. What Jay Gruden's really saying, and I don't think he's really fully aware of what he's saying, but there's a term, JAG, just a guy, right? And I realize when I say this about the NFL, it's at the highest standard in the world. So if you're average in the NFL, you are amazing. But by the context of the highest league in the world, you're just a guy. Washington's just a team. They're just a team. They're just like an average NFL team.
Well, I understand the acronyms. I just never heard JAG or JAG.
Yeah, well,
so that's new.
And by the way,
JAG's actually in my Instagram bio.
Okay.
And just a guy.
And by the way,
I didn't know.
And by the way, Jay Gruden, great coach to be a coach in the NFL of a solid team. But by NFL standards, Jack, just a coach. I mean, he's just got a team. Basically what he's saying is, we made all these mistakes. This was what was bad about us. That's right. Like most teams, you're in the middle of the pack. There's nothing special about Washington. They're just a team, and that's what got Coach upset. He wants to be something more than that, but they're not.
My only response to that is, they may be just another team because of their results. They're not just another team in terms of their talent, because there's a whole bunch of teams that wish they had that talent.
Well,
they are underachieving.
The same way we sat here after they tied Cincinnati, and we talked about this team, and we talked about all those offensive weapons. And you guys were kind of pressing me like, well, what does this mean? I said it means they'll be entertaining. And that's what they are. They are a middle-of-the-pack team, which most teams in the NFL are.
Right.
You talk about the curve all the time. You have a couple that may be on this side, a couple that's on this side, and in the curve, that's where everybody else sits. So that comes down to execution. And that's what Jay Gruden is saying. We didn't execute. We gave up a 16-play drive early in the game. We come back on the field, and we have 2 penalties to start the drive. If you look at this game, they have it, right? It's 4th and 1. You have an opportunity to stop David Johnson. Bruce Arians makes the call to go for it.
Can't do it.
And you give up 15 yards on the run. That defense has been what's let them down all year. Kirk Cousins threw for enough yardage yesterday. They made enough plays on offense. But you go back to even the Dallas game, this team is not finding ways to make winning plays, which makes them entertaining, but it doesn't make them threats. It doesn't make them a team that you will fear playing down the stretch. But look at the record, though, Steve. Look at the schedule.
I understand it.
They have a chance to get in.
I know they have a chance to get in, but that's not where I'm going. Because since they opened their mouths, see, that was after they beat the Eagles. Mm-hmm. Since they opened their mouths and they wanted to feel themselves and stick their chest out and act like, we Redskins, the NFC East champions.
Nice
they are
boys.
2-3-1. Now, I ask you this question, Ryan Clark. Because obviously your astute analysis cannot be denied, and we understand that. But the flip side to it,
setup for the cutdown.
but no. But the flip side to this, Ryan Clark, is this. If you were on this team with this talent, are they just another team? Are they a 6-5-1 team with that talent? If you were on that team wearing that uniform in that locker room, seeing the talent that they have, would this be acceptable to you?
Well, it's never acceptable to lose. Period. It's never acceptable to lose.
It might be acceptable to the Jaguars,
but
or the Rams, or the 49ers.
If you look at these guys, if you look at this team defensively, Will Compton has been a revelation. He's played excellent in the middle. Mm-hmm. Josh Norman, he's a really good corner. He can't play both sides. You lose both of your safeties, your starting safeties, to injuries. And in that, D'Angelo Hall, who is a leader.
Oh, yes, he was.
So when you go back and look at the pieces of this team in totality, it's good. It's not great. The quarterback, even though he's franchising, he's making $19 million. This isn't a guy you go draft to start your team and build your team around. He's a guy that's going to put up good numbers. If you play against the Green Bay Packers, who are decimated in the secondary, he can explode.
You mentioned execution. I think that's right, because Stephen A. is insisting that there's this super talented team. I see them as typically NFL talented. Maybe what side of the curve? Maybe over the hump of the curve.
Over the middle.
Over the middle, but not much. Just a little bit.
I think they're better than average.
Well, offensively they are. We go Crowder, Reed was out yesterday, but you go Crowder, Deshaun.
But wait a minute. But see, these are elements that I think y'all are missing. Who was the dude that talked junk and called the Cowboys the Cowgirls? Wasn't that Robert Kelly?
Oh, yeah, the rookie.
What did he do since then?
You know, when you're from New Orleans, man, sometimes you
wait a minute. These are facts. I'm not giving you emotion. I'm giving you facts. The brother ran for about 137 yards, if I remember correctly, the day he said that. Then he goes up against the Cowboys. What did he run for? About 35 yards?
37.
What did he do? What did he do yesterday? He ran for about 63 yards. You see, the point is, everyone that talks on the Redskins drops. They do what you said Brady's going to do. They drop. They go like this, Molly. Bam! I mean, hard. Like Coach said, falling like a bag of bricks. They got better talent than that.
Just remember, it's about execution.
Okay.
You have the Eagles coming up.
Okay.
The Panthers.
They're gonna beat the Eagles.
Bears.
They're gonna beat the
Giants.
Eagles.
Exactly.
They're
My
gonna
point
beat
is,
That
though,
sounds like
and
a
the Bears.
2-2 record to me.
And the Bears.
And the Bears.
We'll see.
2-2 record.
And the Bears, they'll lose to the Giants.
Let's leave it there, guys.
See that? I looked out
Average
for
record.
it.
Thank you.
I looked out for you.
Thank you. Ryan, you're staying with us, but we got more games to get into, folks. Eric
Hey, you over there, I know about your kind. You're like the independent network news on Channel 9. Everywhere that you go,